Hello, everyone. This is Sam Yakel01 from FilmFestivalCircuit.com and the assistant director of the Oregon Documentary Film Festival. Right now, we're gearing up for our fall 2023 screening, which is going to take place on October 7th at the Sunshine Mill Winery and Drive-In Theater in the Dalles, Oregon. And today, I'm talking with one of our participating filmmakers. Owen Asch is the director behind Peanut Lover. Owen, thank you so much for meeting with me today.
Hey, yeah, thank you for having me. It's an honor.
So let's jump right into it. What inspired this film?
Oh, well, I've not had peanut lovers Chex Mix myself, which is what the film is about. But I would say that I have a passion for processed snack foods somewhat, and I
Excellent.
also thank you. And I also very much enjoy the company of my friend that I made this with, Dagan Fishbane. I think they're a very interesting person and also very entertaining. And so when I was prompted by a class to make this documentary, I kind of just floated to them gradually, like naturally.
Cool. And did they have this kind of idea at the outset? Did you have to discuss it a little bit, or did the subject say, "Hey, let's just make this"?
I think Dagan said at some point many months before we made it that if I ever wanted to make a documentary about peanut lovers Chex Mix, they would be very game for that because they know that I would be also game for that. So that was probably the start. But yeah, when I mentioned it to them, I had to clarify that we were going to try to recreate it.
Okay, awesome. Well, I love how that it's a kind of feels like this, a very random subject, but and it's filmed in this kind of slice of life mumblecore way. It's so clear that this person is saying, "Yeah, I like this Chex Mix, and let's recreate it." I kind of like the stripped down scope of it, but I feel like there's kind of something more to be taken from it, and especially in the end, it's not successful. I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
for some reason, a simple subject like that resonated with me so much. Do you have any thoughts on sort of just this like small specific scope of the film?
Oh, well, that means a lot that you would say that, and thank you so much. That
Absolutely.
that is that resonates with me. Yeah, I mean, I would say like as it stands now, the small scope of it and the fact that we weren't successful, um, there's something nice about that in depicting that in art. But I would say that this is something that I would certainly want to come back to if I ever get a chance, or if I'm ever in the same. In the same location as them again, I would I would certainly maybe try another recreation. Maybe if we could lobby or rally somehow to get Chex Mix to bring this flavor back. I think there's certainly a future for this topic. But as it stands, yeah, I also enjoy the smallness of it.
Well, that'd be cool, like a part two where you go ring up Chex Mix corporate and try and discover the recipe.
Exactly. Exactly. Get them to disclose it at least so that
Totally.
everyone else can make it. Yeah.
Well, so what did you learn from this process? You said this was for a class, and I'm just curious. Did you take any new insights on the craft of documentary from this process?
Oh, certainly. I mean, yeah, I think I learned probably it was a good learning experience in terms of learning that sometimes less is more. Sometimes you hear that and it clicks. But I think I got a lot of like coverage of all these different ingredients and all these like fancy shots that I didn't end up using because it just didn't feel like the right mood. So yeah, sometimes you just got to stick with the stuff that's like just your friend in the apartment and not like all the like whatever fancy tricks you were trying to pull off.
Totally.
So yeah, that's something that I took away from this.
Well, I think that's great advice. I mean, get the coverage, but then don't be afraid to back away and reassert the focus on, for example, your friend Dagan. And what was the onset kind of process like? Was it easy? Obviously, you're friends with this person, so the chemistry is natural. But was it stressful? Was it easy? Was it fun? How was it?
It was pretty easy. I mean, it was a fun afternoon. We kind of made a day of it, and yeah, I think they're also a great person to work with. They certainly brought me back to earth because I had an idea of like what it would look like in my head, kind of like I was saying.
Totally.
And they sort of at one point mentioned to me like, this isn't going to be like a Top Chef like thing where like I'm like moving the skillet in my hand.
Right.
Like it's not going to be a lot of like visual movements. So like I just want you to know that because it's not going to be like the most exciting thing. And that was like a great like thing to just be told like beforehand, and it certainly made the whole thing like it kept me in tune with what the thing actually was.
Totally. Well, I think you achieve something maybe even greater from the final result as it is because you can hear your voice and your friend's voice, and there's this very natural exchange and dialogue where maybe at the end the film doesn't feel like it's about Chex Mix. It feels like it's just about this kind of quirky friendship.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm very glad to hear that. Yeah, yeah, I would love for people to feel a sense of friendliness to this because there's certainly
Totally.
it was certainly present in the making of it. So yeah,
Excellent.
that's lovely to hear.
Well, so tell me, what are you working on next? Do you have any more shorts or any more documentaries in the works?
Oh, I'm certain I'll cook up something. As of right now, I'm gaffing on a
Okay.
project of a friend of mine. A friend of mine, he's making a series called Old Cape Cod, and so we're doing the pilot for that in Cape Cod,
Nice.
of course. And yeah, it's gonna be a little spooky thing, and I'm excited to like figure out some fun lighting stuff for that because that's also something that's not super uh, front and center in
Totally.
Peanut Lover.
Well, you turned on the lights at least in that one.
That's
But,
true. We yeah, we did something.
well, I think that's
Um,
great, and I feel like especially as an independent, filmmaker, it's so important to have knowledge of all the roles because ultimately you're gonna have to wear a lot of hats in any venture that you, engage in, and I think it's great to just get a little bit more insight, into all those steps. Is there anything else you'd like to add about Peanut Lover?
um, if anyone knows any higher ups at Chex Mix or even any people on the ground level at Chex Mix, I would love if they could see this. But as far as any other parting thoughts, you know, hang out with your friends and make cool things is what I have to say, pretty much.
I love it. Inspiring advice and a call to action.
Hey,
That's great.
thanks.
Well, Owen, thank you so much for talking with me. I actually really enjoyed this documentary so much, even though it's just so short and simple. But I don't know, yeah, it really resonated with me, and I think people will really take something from it. Just this kind of brief glimpse of friendship that I think is really nice. And on October 7th, we'll be playing it on a big drive-in screen, old school drive-in screen, and it's going to be quite the experience.
That's so beautiful and exciting, and thank you for saying all that. It was very nice to talk to you as well.
Well, take care, and I hope to see more from you soon.
Thank you. I'll be in touch. Bye
Bye.
bye.